Firstly, thank you so much for Deep Space Nine. It was a staple of my TV forever. This couldn't be further away from that in many respects. So what's the joy for you in taking, when people see the Old Testament on screen, it's normally Moses, David, Noah, those. What's the joy for you in taking the stories of these wonderful women and bringing them to us?
In many ways it was a very liberating perspective, because we were able to, we didn't necessarily have to cover every famous bit, you know what I mean? There are things that Abraham famously does, in Genesis that didn't really involve Sarah, so we didn't need to focus on those. There are battles, and he rescues his nephew from being kidnapped, and all sorts of guy stuff, but we were really focusing on the marriage, and also this very hopefully relatable story of a woman who finds that she can't have children, and what does she do about that?
Which is quite an extraordinary woman, because she stands up to power. She's not afraid to do that and take those consequences. So she is quite the character as well.
Yeah. So you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize. I'm only putting that together now. There's a lot. We always. If a scene is in the Bible, then we did it as written. But that doesn't mean we showed everything. There were things we elected not to show. And then there's a lot of reading between the lines and connecting the dots and saying, well, wait a minute. How do we get from here to there? And why would someone do that? And there's a lot of research involved and a lot of reading. I read, Christian scholars, Jewish scholars, even Islamic scholars, to sort of weave together a story that hopefully makes emotional sense, for a contemporary audience.
And for you, just lastly, how do you take all of that study and scholarship and condense it in a way that turns into production notes, and you can build a set and give your actors notes? I think the perspective of women of the Bible did a lot of winnowing. It's like, okay, and digging deep, and we were never assuming the audience's knowledge necessarily. We always were working on two levels. There's a faith audience that might be very familiar with these stories and going, wait a minute, that's not what I don't remember that, and if they go back to crack open their Bible and go, oh, wait a minute, oh, I see how that might make sense, and then there's another audience that we were also always trying to track, who these stories might be new for, completely new, and if they go and crack open a dusty Bible that hasn't been opened since their grandma had it, I'd say that's a win as well. Well, congratulations on the series, and thank you so much for speaking to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!